that's where the issue is for tourism in Scotland. If you're going to open it up and allow local businesses to thrive from the people that are passing through, you need to accept that there is going to be a lot of hassle regarding increased traffic, wear and tear on the road, etc, etc. So the next part of the journey is from here at Kenmore to Aberfeldy, and there's one other wee bit en route I'd like to stop off and show you. Fans of Outlander might appreciate this, so we'll stop there next. And we're heading off now to Aberfeldy via a small stop at some standing stones of interest, so we'll head off there. And actually need to get some petrol in Aberfeldy as well, so do all that then. And so we leave Kenmore, pass over this lovely bridge, and I'll get a wee bit of drone footage when we go over it. Behind me is the Croft Moraig stone circle, which is situated between Kenmore and Aberfeldy. So we'll just go over and have a wee look at that now. For all you fans of Outlander, I'm just a bit worried that if I stand around here I'll be transported back to 1745 and the Jacobite Rebellion. But as you can see, these are the Croft Moraig stone circles, excavated in 1965 and dated by some of the shreds of pottery that was found to 2000 years BC. Consists of about 12 standing stones, about 40 feet in diameter. In fact, I've just found something over here which may give me a Croft Moraig. This is a complex double stone circle which owes its appearance to no less than 3 phases of religious activity over 5,000 years ago. It was excavated in 1965 by Stuart Piggott and Derek Simpson. The site was used for religious purposes, about which we know little for about 1,000 years from before 3000 BC. Yeah, Croft Moraig stone circle, folks. Let's head on to Aberfeldy and we will pass over Wade's bridge. Now, let me tell you first of all who Wade was. Many Many of the roads around this part of Scotland were built by someone called General Wade. I'll tell you a wee bit about him. General Wade was a British Army officer, 1673 to 1748 for those of a historic nature who would like to know when he lived and when he died. He was posted up here, to be involved in the suppression of the Jacobite Rising of 1715. He was sent to Scotland in 1724 and he recommended the construction of barracks, bridges and proper roads to assist the control of the country from these marauding Jacobites. So over the next 12 years, Wade directed the construction of some 240 miles of roads plus 30 bridges. So you'll hear the term military road up this part of Scotland, and these are the roads which General Wade helped construct. We're going to head over to Aberfeldy now and pass one of the bridges which he had constructed there. So that's our next stop, and it's a pretty impressive place. So without further ado, let's get on my trusty steed and we'll head into Aberfeldy. Look at General Wade's bridge.
That was spreading my mind, but I was all out of hope, lost in an endless maze. The emptiness had unfolded, just like a void. But you broke the coldness somehow and lit up a flame. And ooh, I was done feeling hopeless, screamed out loud because it felt impossible in my bones, like getting blood out of the stone on my own. But you came around and removed the thorn in my soul. You guided me out of the storm. I found home in your arms of gold, in your arms of gold.
Behind me, General Wade's bridge, built in 1733 for the ridiculous sum of £4,000. Has 5 sections and probably over-egged a bit, because for a military bridge it's at a pretty high standard. So, and one of the many bridges he built as part of his campaign to open up roads, bridges, etc. in Scotland against the Jacobites. I believe he built about 40 bridges. I think I said 30 earlier on, but I read somewhere it was 40. 30, 40. Who's really going to argue? Give a toss. Anyway, yeah, pretty impressive bridge. Still in use today, which is something you can't probably say for the Forth Road Bridge. Anyway, there we go. Scotland for you. So we're leaving Aberfeldy, folks, and we're going to head now to Tummel Bridge. And I want to go through a place called Dull, which is twin with an American town, which we'll maybe stop for a couple of minutes and enjoy that one, okay? Here we are at Wade's Bridge at Aberfeldy.
Now that I'm looking back, I can see all the signs
Castle, oh, Menzies, not Menzies. Let's go and investigate Castle Menzies. Castle Menzies is a spectacular 16th century Scottish castle, one of the many, restored during the 20th century by the Menzies Clan Society. Architecturally fascinating, it is a splendid Renaissance example of the transition in Scottish castles from earlier rugged Highland fortresses to later mansion houses. So there you are, what a lovely building, with the saltire flying in the background. So, rescued as a ruin in 1957. So there you are. We don't like things to fall into too much disrepair. I'm not going to visit it because it will take too much time today. I'm going to carry our journey on now up until Tummel Bridge. So let's bang on to Tummel Bridge. Well, not literally, hopefully. I had to share this one with you. We're a few miles outside of Aberfeldy, and we've came to a wee place called Dull. And to give us Scots our due, we obviously do have a sense of humour as such, because Dull has twinned itself, or paired itself with a little village in the United States of America, and that village is called Boring. So now we have this famous sign which says "Welcome to Dull," paired with Boring, Oregon, USA. I am at the village of Cocheville. Now, part of the issue with the Heart 200 is that many of the locals here, and you'll see a picture come up, have protested against it because they believe it should never been enclosed, it should never been included in the Heart 200. They were never consulted as to their thoughts on it. And this has also happened in the North Coast 200 as well. The problem the residents believe is that the lack of infrastructure. There's no toilets, there's no parking spaces, there's no bins, there's wear and tear in the road, and to be fair, it's a lovely, beautiful area, as you can see. And really, would you want hundreds of bikers, cars and motorhomes running through your lovely quiet village? And that's where the issue is for tourism in Scotland. If you're going to open it up and allow local businesses to thrive from the people that are passing through, you need to accept that there is going to be a lot of hassle regarding increased traffic, wear and tear on the road, etc, etc. And sympathise with the locals. They would like this taken off the route, but for the moment it's still here, and you know, it can be mixed opinions. So moving on, and to reflect on what I had just said, I have great sympathy for the people who live in places like Cocheville and have no wish to see traffic and disruption go through their villages. However, for the moment anyway, it remains on the Heart 200, and fortunately for people like myself and other bikers, we can take advantage of that and enjoy, you know, such a lovely, pleasant surrounding as we motor through these places. There's two sides to this coin, obviously. There is the disruption caused to people who live in a village, and I totally get that, and I do totally sympathise. On the other hand, you have the increased revenue, which just wouldn't be generated by normal tourist income. So you have places such as hotels, B&Bs, petrol stations, cafes, small art and craft shops gaining from being on these type of routes. So there is a dichotomy, I'm afraid. Do you or don't you? I don't make these decisions up, and certainly if the day ever came that they took Cocheville out of it, I would respect that and not drive through it. But for the moment it remains on. What I don't understand is the locals do seem to complain that they weren't totally consulted on the route, on the village being added to the route, which I don't get. Like all these things, you need to bring people with you, and if they're not happy, they're not going to be happy. So anyway, moving on from Courchevel, we will now head up to Tummel Bridge, and hopefully there'll be no protests up there. Here we are at Tummel Bridge. Now this is the new bridge, or the bridge which now cars go over, and this is General Wade's military bridge. So we'll take a wee look at that. General Wade's Tummel Bridge. You know, give the man his due. They certainly built bridges to last when they built these things. So this is General Wade's bridge. And over here is the current roadway bridge. I know what one I think architecturally looks a lot nicer. To be fair, when they built bridges in those days, they certainly built them to last, didn't they? Yeah, pretty impressive. Anyway, it's no longer used for traffic, and it's only a pedestrian bridge now. Anyway, off to Brewer, the House of Brewer. So, which hopefully shouldn't take us too long. Head up there now.